the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. Just introduce a little bit the topic. Over the last all my life, I estimated that I gave at least 60,000 talks. At least 60,000 times I spoke in different places about hundreds of topics. But there is one topic in particular that is very important. Whenever I speak about this topic, I speak with passion, and I know the importance of this topic. That's the topic that I'll speak to you about today. You came to the church for a blessing. What if the church will give you $1 billion to each one of you? You say, I'll be happy. It's a dream that I'll get 1 billion. The topic that I'll speak to you now in front of God is more worthy than $1 billion. Why is that? Because you may have been looking at this circulating message about a person that had $6 billion, $6 million, and he developed terminal cancer, and the doctors told him that he'll die within a few months. And he was saying something, I'd love a person to take this $6 billion and give me healing. But no one, but the topic that I'll speak to you about can save you from this. Can save you of what? Can save you from cancer. Can save you from the topic that I'll speak to you about now. Let me call it Jesus' recipe. The recipe from Jesus. Jesus gave a recipe to humanity. And listen to it very carefully. More than 30 years ago, I went to give Holy Communion to a dying middle-aged lady. One of you people, lady servant, said to me, can I come with you? I said, come. We went and visited this dying lady. She was in agony. She was crying out of pain. She had bone cancer spread over her whole body. At that time, the doctors didn't kill them. Now they kill them. Doctors kill those people with advanced bone cancer because this is mercy. You don't know how this is painful. The servant that was with me as we left, she was pale in the face, and she said to me, what if this happened to me? I'll kill myself. I cannot take this pain. Is there a recipe? I said, yes, there is. And that's the recipe that I'm going to say to you now. It can save you from that. I'm not exaggerating. This recipe does not fail. It is Jesus' recipe. Of what? Of happiness, of security. If you apply this recipe, then your partner will adore you. Your children will look up to dad or mom. Your parents will be very proud of you. This is Jesus' recipe. What is Jesus' recipe? And why I'm speaking about it today? It is self-denial. It is self-denial. When Jesus encouraged people to follow him, he said to them what? If you like to be my disciple, there's a condition. Deny yourself and then follow me. When we start the Coptic year, the first day is Nairuz. Second day, immediately they speak about John the Baptist. Why John the Baptist? Because of self-denial. Today, which is the second Sunday of the Coptic year, again, the church speak about John the Baptist. Why? Because of self-denial. Is self-denial that important? It is Christianity. If you don't understand self-denial, then you don't understand Christianity. This is the beauty of Christianity. That's the joy of life. Another experience I share with you, a lady long time ago had breast cancer, and she removed cancer. She was successful. There were some lymph nodes that were removed, and she was clear. And they told her, you need a scan on a yearly basis, lest the cancer will come again. She came to me. She's actually from another church. She came to me, I don't know why, and she said, is there something I can do? I said, yes, there is. The recipe of Jesus, self-denial. What do you mean? I said, deny yourself, crush yourself, be at the feet of others. She said, I know how. I said, how? She said, my husband. My husband is very arrogant, in her opinion. He's a good man, but in her opinion. And I'll be his servant. I'll be at his feet. I said to her, are you sure? I said, 100% sure. Then I looked at icon of Jesus in front of her and said, in front of Jesus, cancer will not come again. Where did I get this confidence from? From Jesus' recipe. If she crushes herself under the feet of her husband, this is not in vain. Every year she comes for the scan and she's shivering out of fear. I say to her, have you applied Jesus' recipe? She said, yes. I said, congratulations, it's free. She goes and come back, said, there's no cancer. One year she came to me and said, she came with tears. She said, I destroyed everything. I humiliated him. I couldn't take his arrogance. I humiliated him. I put my face down and I was scared to death. She came after 2 days crying, cancer is back. She died, actually. I'm not exaggerating. This is a recipe of happiness. This is a recipe of joy in life. Why John the Baptist? Think of this man. He was a great, great prophet, and he was considered prophet by all people in Judea and around. Even the Pharisees came to him. Did he do a miracle? No. Did people ask him for healing? 100%. Thousands of people cried for help. No. Why? He doesn't like the glory of miracle performer. He doesn't like to confuse people. Jesus is there. Go to him, not to me. There's a story about a bishop in Upper Egypt that went to the church once, and it was an occasion. And there were hundreds or thousands of kids in the church. And they loved the bishop coming, and they start singing loudly. Kids Maraot or whatever. One of the girls there was standing, her mouth didn't open. Then the bishop went to her and said, why aren't you speaking? Why aren't you singing with the rest? Sing. Then she started singing. The people around her made a fuss. What's happening? She's actually dumb. She doesn't speak. And then the whole church changed, and they came to him, you are a saint, you are a saint. So he went to his room and cried the whole day. And his eyes were red out of crying, saying to Saint Mary, Keda, you did that to me. Now people say, I'm a saint. I lost everything. He was very, very disturbed by the fact that people would speak about him as a miracle performer. You know, Pope Shenouda used to do that. I had an experience in my family. My mother-in-law was suffering from many diseases, and above all these diseases, she had severe diabetes. She lost her kidney function. She went to him and said to him, Sayyidina, I can't take more than that. She had many medical problems. And she said, I can't take this dialysis. And then that was something, be careful about what I'm saying. Pope Shenouda looked at her with tremendous fatherly passion. And he said to her, leave that to God. She went to disappoint. She thought that he'll heal her on the spot. Couple of days after that, while she was sleeping, she had a dream that Pope Shenouda came to her and he was washing her kidney. The next time she went for any blood analysis, the doctor said to her something very strange. Your kidney function is totally normal. She lived until she died. Why I say this story? Because he didn't like Pope Shenouda to make a miracle. He doesn't. He doesn't like people to clap for him. Why? Because of self-denial. St. John the Baptist did that in very strange way. As a great prophet, of course, he could have asked for healing. No, he didn't. Jesus is there, go to him. Moreover, he was not married, he had no children, he has no parents. He lived all his life in loneliness. See, he was desperate to have his disciples around him. The only joy on earth for him is his disciples around him. No, he said to them, go to Jesus. What is that? All his life, he's pointing about Jesus. Not me, not me. It's him, it's him. I'm not worthy. You know this icon of, what icon? Okay. About John the Baptist baptizing Jesus. This is wrong icon. The only right icon is drawn by the artist that came and drew for us some icons, and he drew the proper icon. You may find it in the monastery. He was shivering in front of Jesus. Do you think really that he was putting his hand on Jesus? Impossible. He was shivering in front of Jesus. He sent his disciple. He refused to make miracle. Why? Because of self-denial. You know that on purpose he finished his life. He didn't commit suicide by killing himself, but he knew that he'd be killed. This emperor was crazy. He killed all male figures in his family. Lest one of them will replace me as emperor. So he was crazy. Killing for him is joy. Is it the person that you say to him you are not allowed to marry? What's that got to do with you? He's not Jewish. He's not believer in God. What's that got to do with you? No. On purpose. Why? Because he liked to disappear. He knew that my very existence is disturbing people, because people looked at him as if he's higher than Jesus. Jesus came to eat and drink and attend weddings, ceremonies and things like that, but he was in solitude. People love the image of a hermit. So lest they would be confused who is the Messiah, he decided to remove his life. And he did. So the level of, when Jesus said that he is the highest among all living on earth, this is not for no reason other than self-denial. Self-denial is the key for us. Search for it. I may have told you this experience before. It happened to me in the church downstairs. A lady came to me, I never saw her before. She was crying hysterically. I said, what's wrong? She said, my daughter, she's 16 years old. She'll have to remove her uterus. I said, why? She said, cancer. I do anything. But God has to do something for me. I said to her, the key. What's the key? Self-denial. How? I said, search for the most humiliating service. I said, what? Tell her, cleaning the toilet. I said, all my life, I promised God in front of you, until I leave, I clean the toilet. Give me the key. I said, which church you go to? I went to St. Anthony. I said, go to St. Anthony. And only 1 year. After 1 year, we renew that. She came to me, the Lord is my witness in front of the altar. That's exactly what happened. She came to me after, I don't know, maybe a couple of months. She's saying, do you have a record to write miracles? I said, no, we don't have this. What happened? My daughter was healed completely. There's no surgery. And she'll marry normally. And she was healed by the hand of God. Self-denial can do things with you much more than you imagine. When I started by saying, what's better for me? To receive this key or have billions of dollars? Of course, this key. And it's available for us. You people search for it. Search. Do your best for it. If it comes through a partner, welcome. If it comes through your boss at work, welcome. If it comes through a priest that is pressuring you, welcome. Just try to remind myself about some stories that will help us. I'll tell you a story. I may have said this story to some of you before about a person that denied himself and got all glory. It's biblical. Let me read for you a text from St. Peter. St. Peter, in one of his epistles, said the following, and listen carefully. All of you, says St. Peter, clothe yourself with humility towards one another, because God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. So God shows favor to those who deny themselves. Don't be scared of anything if you deny yourself. If you are capable to crush yourself, to be a servant to others, don't be scared of anything. The Lord will show you favor. That's a promise. This is the most important teaching of Christianity. When Jesus started his first Sermon on the Mount, he said what? He started by saying what? Blessed are the poor in the spirit. Blessed are those who crush themselves for the sake of others. This is the recipe. 100. Some recipes can have 99% success. This recipe is 100% success. But it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to deny yourself. I tell you the story that happened with Ambabulis, Bishop of Evangelism in Africa. He belongs to one of the richest families in Egypt. They have thousands of acres of top lands. And he was a doctor. Very clever, very hardworking. But he accepted consecration and he became deacon, full deacon in Asyut with a salary of 5 Egyptian pounds per month. He was happy about it. That's the first step of self-denial. But the top self-denial that happened with him when the Muslim brothers occupied the university accommodation for the student hostel. Some of you old enough may remember these days, those horrible days that the Muslim brothers hijacked the students because they had demand from the government to release prisoners. And they said that starting from Monday, every day we'll kill one student and throw his body if you don't release our prisoners. What Ambabulis did, he was a lay person at that time. He was very worried about the Copts because they wouldn't slaughter the Muslims. They would slaughter the Copt students. So he went to them raising his hand. Peace. They said, what are you after? I said, I'm a cleaner. And I am a cook. Allow me to clean for you and cook for you. They believed him. Come in. He gathered the Coptic boys and said to them, let us be at their feet, clean the place, cook for them. Thanks to the Lord that they didn't kill anyone. What happened is that the government bowed under their pressure and they released the prisoners. Then Pope Shenouda heard about the story. He said, who is that man that went there? Say, I'm cleaner. They said to him, he's a servant. I said, I'd like to see him. He summoned him and looked in his eyes and said, son, I'll ordain you a bishop after 40 days. That's it. He became the bishop. Because he knew that the Lord will work on his hands. If you can't deny yourself, then lucky you. The Lord will work with you. One of the most, this idea of honor that comes to those who deny themselves. One of the most respected monks in Wadi al-Natrun, an area of many monasteries, was Abu Abd al-Masih al-Habashi. Why? A very honored monk. If you look at him, he's something like 30 kilograms. His moving bones. He doesn't eat. He was a priest in Ethiopia, and they give him great glory. He was a good speaker. He didn't like that. He liked to be in self-denial. He liked to be in the shadow. So what he did, he came from Ethiopia. He didn't have money to buy a ticket. He came walking. He came walking from Ethiopia to Deir Sulian. He went there and said, accept him. He doesn't speak Arabic properly. They understood him, what are you after? He said, I'd like to become a monk. I said, go. Shaklu keda is ugly. Go. He didn't go. He stayed in front of the monastery 3 days, not eating, not drinking, and sitting. Then the monk at the door went to the bishop and said, see this man, he's a miracle. 3 days he didn't move. He told him, okay, the director can come. And he became the most respected monk among the history of recent monastic life. Why? The Lord is searching for these people, who deny themselves. You people, don't leave the church today without making a decision of denying myself. I never have glory from people at all. I'll search for the lowest level. It's difficult because many of you people are occupying high positions. Many of you are very well educated, rich, stable. Can I crush myself to that extent? It's up to you. But this is a recipe worth more than $1 billion. True, it's more, by far. Because it's not only on earth. You get glory on earth and in heaven. This is the key of Christianity. This is Jesus. Look at what Jesus did. Aren't we supposed to have Jesus as a model for us? Look at what happened. He is the Son of God. He is the most glorious figure in heaven. Then he came. Where was he born? With animals. Which village he came from? The poorest village in Judea or on Galilee. Nazareth, a very ill-reputable village. He chose it. What he did to his disciples? He bowed down to wash their feet. That's Jesus. Then I ask for glory for myself. Then I think of myself that I deserve glory. I become upset when they give me dirty job. You people search for the dirty jobs. If your partner is hard, give thanks to God. There's a chance for you. It's happening. You have the chance. I once, in jokeful way, said to my wife, if you are nice, then it's a catastrophe, because my co-priests are very nice. My bishop is very nice. Congregation are very nice. Imagine that my wife is nice. Where self-denial can come? She was very nice, but I just jokingly say that it's important to search for, you know, when Mother Irini, a top contemporary saint, when Pope Carolus decided to make her the leader of the top monastery, Nanai, in Egypt, she was very young. Some of the nuns have been there for 30 years. They know 10 times more than her. And they know monastic life much better than her. Who is that girl to become my boss? So they despised her. They ignored her. She said to them anything, they just look at her, this girl, and they leave. Then Pope Carolus had mercy on her. He said to her, Mother, I'll take them to put them in another nanai, such that you can leave, because they are turning your life to hell. You know what she said? She begged him, please, these are my salvation. This is my chance to be acceptable to you. I summarize. Do you need to be protected? Do you need your children to be protected? Do you need the Lord will elevate you? He said, I will elevate those who self-deny. Maris said something very important. I said, if you escape from dignity, then dignity will follow you. If you decide to crush your dignity, then dignity will follow you. And this is a promise from God. He gives grace to those who humble themselves. Glory be to his name forever.